Hi guys, and welcome back super early. I know it's only Thursday, and normally I don't post on Thursday, but I have seen that there is a ton of talk and questions about the protein-sparing modified fasting, which, as you know, I prefer to call pure protein days. I figured I would jump on and give you guys a little bit of history as to why I'm doing it and my experiences with fasting, and to give you my personal experience. There's a lot of people asking questions and wanting to know more about it and understanding it, and I kind of wanted to give you my input on that. So I will be back in just a minute.
With every start, we are born again.
Okay, so first I want to start with the number one question, the number one topic, the number one something. Is protein-sparing modified fasting, pure protein, extreme? Yes and no. It depends on which way you look at it. I think that extended fasting in any form is extreme, and let me tell you why. I know that there are times that extended fasting is actually really important. It's something that needs to happen. And most of the time, that is when it is a therapeutic setting for things like metabolic disorders that are super far out of control, for epilepsy, for cancer, for things like that, where extended fasting can be a really powerful tool. Autophagy is a word that's thrown around a lot. What a lot of people don't seem to understand is that autophagy happens all the time, whether you're fasting or not. Your cells are turned over every 3 months. You have brand new protein cells all throughout your body every 3 months. And I have studies that show this. So autophagy happens on small levels all the time. You can ramp it up. You can make it more so. But what ramps up autophagy even more than fasting happens to be exercise. So I think that there's a balance that needs to be found, and every person is different. My experience with extended fasting, when I first started, I don't know, maybe 3 months into keto, 4 months into keto, I don't remember. I decided I was going to do an extended fast. I wanted to do a week-long fast, and I'd slowly been kind of working my days up and working on it a little bit. I could get up to like 2 days, and I was pretty good. So I decided to just take the plunge and go ahead and go straight into the 7-day fast, water fast. So I was just drinking water. There was nothing else involved. I was taking lots of salt to keep my electrolytes up, and taking my supplements like magnesium. And I think at the time I was still on my antidepressant medications. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to heal my body even faster. I'm going to just jump in and I'm going to do this. And I'd read up on fasting and done everything I could to prepare my body and prepare myself for it. I got about 4 days in to my extended fast. I was tired. I had a headache. I didn't feel good almost the entire time I was doing it. On the 4th day, I got up in the morning, I got ready, and I walked downstairs. And my foot touched the bottom step, and my vision started to go black. It came back, and then I got a notice on my watch that my heart rate was up above 200 beats per minute. I knew at that moment this was not going to work. I needed to eat immediately. So I went into the kitchen and I made myself 1 scrambled egg, and I ate it very slowly and very carefully. And I gave my body about 2 hours, and then I went ahead and I continued eating. Every time since then that I have attempted to do any form of extended fasting, anything over 28 hours, that happens every single time. I think that extended fasting can, in some instances, be very good. But I think that it needs to be under the supervision of someone, a doctor, a clinic that specializes in extended fasting. And I think that it's really not necessary for most people. I don't know how much it really truly speeds things up versus just giving your body a chance to do what it needs to do. With that being said, the concept of a protein-sparing modified fast is that it mimics an extended fast without so many of the negative side effects. I personally want to try everything. I will not talk to you guys about it unless I have personally tried it. That's just me. That is something that I have always believed, that if I'm going to speak on a subject, I want to have experienced it, which is why I tried the extended fasting, even though I don't think I really needed it, which is why I tried carnivore, because I was like, well, if I'm keto and I want to talk about carnivore, I have to try it. So I tried it, and come to find out, I absolutely love it. I wanted to try the protein-sparing modified fast. I've been stalled for over a year, almost 18 months I have been stalled. My body is not moving. And I absolutely believe that that is my body's way of saying, you're good. We're just moving some things around. You know, your pant sizes are going down. So I think my body is moving things around. It's reconstructing. It's building bone. It's building muscle. It's replacing, replenishing all of my cells. I'm okay with being where I am. But I wanted to try it because I am intending to start helping other people by starting up a health coaching service. I'm going through and getting certifications right now. I'm taking lessons and training, and oh my gosh, so much training. But if I'm going to recommend this to some of my clients, I want to have experienced it myself, which is why I have tried the protein sparing modified fasting, the pure protein days. Oh my gosh. That's why I did it. I love it and I don't love it all at the same time. Does it work? It works. And it's crazy, but it works. I broke my stall of almost 18 months. Did I have to break my stall? No. I absolutely could have been patient. But I'm kind of wondering if there's going to come a point in time for someone where extended fasting would be necessary. And I'm really not a big fan of extended fasting unless it's under the supervision of a doctor and it is for something very specific. So for people who might want to take it to the extreme of extended fasting, why not try this instead? Because you're giving your body protein, the building blocks from the very top of your head down to the very bottom of your feet. And what are you doing? You are withholding all fuel. That is what you are withholding. Now, the original way of doing protein-sparing modified fasting is to restrict calories. I understand why. It's mimicking fasting. We're just giving you enough to build muscle, to build everything. If you want to do extended fasting, I would highly recommend that you try this first. Do the protein-sparing modified fasting with the lower calories, 700 to 900 calories, depending on your size. But you only do it 1 to 2 times a week and don't do them in order. That is not the way that I have been taught that you are supposed to do it. That is not the research that I have seen, is it's every other day. There's a few instances where you could do it every day, but they're not the common. And that's not the one that I'm going to talk about right now. So if you want to do it, you would do this in place of an extended fast. When I do protein sparing modified fasting, I eat protein until my body says no more protein. I do not limit my calories to 700 to 900 calories. It just naturally happens. I eat egg whites. I will moisten them with a little bit of almond milk, the unsweetened vanilla almond milk. I will eat chicken breasts. I will eat the Wonder Bread because that stuff is amazing and I will eat it all day long. I eat meat. I will eat filet mignon. I will eat tuna with a little bit of mayonnaise and a little bit of mustard in there just to kind of, moisten it up a little bit to make it easier to eat. I try so hard not to drink my calories. I try not to drink protein powders and protein egg white powder. It's great, but it's processed. I want my body to do the processing because when it's processed in another way, my body doesn't get all of the nutrients that it could if it processed it itself. So I try not to drink it. I do have it. My kids are coming in and out because it's the middle of the day. So that is my take on protein sparing modified fasting. Can it be a tool if you cannot wait? If you are not willing to wait for a stall, If you have a lot of healing to do and you think that extended fasting would be something that is good for you, yes, I think it is an amazing tool. Do I think it's for everyone? Absolutely not. I really don't think it's for everyone. I don't think extended fasting is for everyone. I don't even think that carnivore is for everyone. Each individual person is different, and you have to figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Trying out these things and experiencing them myself, I can speak from my personal experience as to what happened. That is why I do it. I do recommend it to a lot of people who don't want to wait. You've been stalled for 18 months. That's a year and a half. You want to move the scale again, even if it's just a pound or two? Do it. Why not? It's 1, maybe 2 days a week. So you do it on a Monday, you do it on a Thursday. You're done. You're just giving your body building blocks and withholding almost all fuel. 30 grams of fat, just enough so that you can absorb your vitamins and things like that, so you can actually utilize them. That's it. It's super simple. Eat protein until you're full. Just the protein, not the fat and the protein. You got to track it because there's fat in everything. It's really hard to kind of know where everything is. You got to track it. Filet mignon. I can put down maybe 5 ounces of filet mignon, and then I'm like, I literally cannot swallow another bite of it because there's no butter, there's no fat with it. It's just salt on my beef, and I will eat that. There's been a couple of times I'm like, 8 ounces of filet mignon, heck yeah, let's pound it down. There's other times I'm barely able to get in the 5. I listen to my body. Sometimes I want 6 egg whites, sometimes I only want 2. I do not intentionally withhold my own personal calories because I do not want to trigger anything. So if someone wants to consider doing extended fasting, I would say give this a try first. It prevents you from losing any muscle that's being converted into fuel. It prevents you from a lot of stuff. Give your body building blocks because the autophagy never stops. The conversion of cells never stops. My alarm just went off to go get eggs. It happens every time I record. So if you're not eating or you're doing a fasting mimicking diet, your body autophagy will ramp up. Autophagy, you're turning over your cells all the time no matter what. If you don't give it new protein to build with, what's it going to do? It is going to take existing protein, it's going to break it down, and then try to rebuild with it. Just give it new protein. Good quality animal protein that it can rebuild with, and it can repair with, and it can replace with, because it's going to do it anyways. Autophagy and the returning over of cells does not stop. So give it something to work with. That is the way that I look at it. My opinion may change. As my training finishes up, I may change my opinion on that, and I may say, oh no, autophagy, it's not gonna, and I know that Dr. Jason Fung has said that your body will not use your muscle for fuel. I understand that it's not using it for fuel. Autophagy always happens. It is always rebuilding and repairing and replacing cells. That does not stop. I'm saying give it something to work with. If that doesn't work, go to the extended fasting under the guidance of someone like Dr. Fung. Go to a clinic, go to a doctor that specializes in extended fasting. I've seen people that have gotten very hurt and very sick from extended fasting. It could just be I saw some bad experiences, but it has affected me and it's affected my choices. This is 100% my opinion. You can take it, you can leave it, you can hate it, you can love it. It is completely up to you what you do with your body. But I'm telling you what I have discovered and what I am finding from the protein sparing modified fasting. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of my opinion. I hope that this helps bring a little bit of the science to it and clears up some of the questions. You gotta try it for yourself if it's something that you want to do. I think it is the much safer version of extended fasting. And I'd say start there. Even with me trying to prepare and learning everything about extended fasting and following the books, I almost had a really bad experience. So I'm not a fan. This one I do like much better. I think it is a tool. Tools should be used for the right reasons. They should not be used for the wrong reasons. You should not take a hammer and hit a screw with it because you want it to go in faster. That's not the way it works. You need to use it at the right time with the appropriate situation. So that's just my 2 cents. I just wanted to throw that out there because there's a lot of talk in the space right now. So I wanted to give you my view from my little world over here. Anyways, I will see you guys again on Saturday, and I have a surprise for you guys that I'm going to reveal, and I will be talking about that. I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say. So thanks so much for checking in and for listening to my ramblings, and I will see you guys on the way. Bye. Okay, I forgot to say something. I'm in the middle of editing and I forgot to say something. So this is gonna go in the bloopers. Also, if, yeah, Cassidy, no worry here. If eating too much protein caused you to start turning it into glucose, if you could force it to turn everything into glucose just by eating too much, rabbit starvation would not be a thing. Rabbit starvation is when you're eating meat that is way too lean and there's no fat with it. So there's absolutely no fuel. It's just protein. It's just the building materials. People actually die from rabbit starvation. Look it up. You can see this. There's actually documented cases of people dying from rabbit starvation. If protein in excess turned into glucose, no matter what, that would not be a thing, because then your body would have all the protein it wanted and it would be able to turn everything into glucose. Creating glucose from protein is actually a very expensive process that happens in your body. So it doesn't happen all the time. Anyways, that is just one more food for thought.